Okay guys, so I just got back out of Vans for the second time. Went in there and had the wrong cables on it and they wasn't cranking all the way back on the 10 points. So came back up here to Vans Sporting Goods, Brandon, Mississippi. Got everything straightened back out. I know how fast this thing is shooting now. We're shooting at 415 feet per second, which is pretty amazing. About to leave now out of Vans. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get back to the camp, go ahead and psych this thing back in, make sure that we're good to go. Hopefully we can go ahead and get this thing going. If it's a lot of noise, I got the air conditioner going, trying to cool this thing off. It's super duper hot, about 98 degrees, and I'm just glad to know we got this thing where we're able to run with it. Guy shot it, seemed like a really good guy. He just had the wrong cables on there at the time and we got it figured out. I guess I should have filmed that, but I wasn't really too content or wasn't too worried about that at the time. We just wanted to get it right where we was able to shoot and get this thing sighted back in. So I'm on my way away from Vans. We're gonna try to go ahead and sight this thing in, like I said, this evening, have it ready for September the 12th. Trying to get back on the road, get back to Merrill Production Outdoors headquarters in Brandon, Mississippi. So be able to do some shoots, go ahead and throw this thing down range some and make sure everything's right. Yeah, I think that it worked out good. It might have been a little bit of a hiccup, but you know, when it comes to this outdoor maintenance, getting new strings, getting new cables, making sure everything's right, getting new bolts or arrows, arrowheads, man, it's like 10 million things that you can go through and check every year just to make sure you're right. The archery department crew that's at Vans Sporting Goods was amazing. They got me set up. Might have been a little hiccup, but I think the guy that was doing it wasn't the majority of a crossbow guy. He was more of a just bow guy. But we got it right. Usually Adam's up there that does the crossbows, and he does phenomenal work. Shout out to Adam. Bro, if y'all need some kind of crossbow or archery needs and you're in the central Mississippi area, Vans Sporting Goods is the place to go. Seems like we had a really good fawn drop. Very happy about that. A lot of wildlife. Went out to the woods Saturday and saw just a huge amount of pin oaks, and a few hickory trees had some hickory nuts that was starting to cull themselves off of the tree. So I have a feeling we're going to have a really good acorn crop. We haven't had one here in central Mississippi in a couple years. We've had a bad droughts basically, and I think we're going to get to the point that this year will be a little different on it. Hopefully we'll be able to still be able to get to these deer whenever they start dropping a bunch of acorns. I know that kind of affects all of our routines, and having so much food on the ground makes it where it's harder to pinpoint where a deer is going to be coming out at. But we're going to get it to the point that get it figured out. I'm going to hunt with this crossbow a lot this year. I have always in the past, but this year is going to be a lot different. We're going to stick with this thing almost till about the 1st of December. I know that it's going to be some other times that people that I hunt with is going to be using rifles and everything else, but we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to try to try to harvest a few deer that's with the old 10 point. So whenever I get back to the headquarters, I'm going to go ahead and start shooting this thing, making sure everything's right, because that is the biggest problem with these bows, is if you don't go ahead and start immediately trying to get things back going, get them back sighted in, get them back tuned up, because before we know it, it's going to be velvet season and then regular season. I think not this next week coming up, but the following week I'm going to go ahead and get all the license and everything else straight away, where when we get ready to go, we're able to do it. Alright guys, so I made it back up here to the camp house. I got my target out there. Got the new 440 grain center punch bolts for this 10-point crossbow. I just got back from Vans, got the new strings on it, and we're about to fly this thing at 20 yards and see if how much we got to work with it to get it back. So new strings, new bolts. Let's see how we can do with this thing. This week here has been kind of hectic. Been doing a lot of running around, trying to get things ready for deer season, putting out feed, putting out rice bran, getting new cables on crossbows, some technical errors with my camera, and to say it foremost, it's going to be a lot of different places on this video, and it's going to be a mismatch of film basically. Because like I said, I was supposed to do this shooting on this arrow over at headquarters and Brandon, Mississippi, but it didn't work out. So now I'm here back at my home, and we're going to go ahead and get this thing, start shooting, make sure everything's tuned in good. Seems like it's in pretty good shape because we just seen a pretty nice deer that was drinking out of this pond behind the house here. So we're going to go into it and shoot this thing. We're going to go ahead and shoot this thing at 20 yards with these 440 grain center punch crossbow bolts, and put new cables on this thing, so we ought to be in good enough shape to start doing some shooting and get this thing ready. It's at 21 yards, so we're going to go ahead and fly this thing, see what happens. Okay, so it looks like it's up to the right just a little bit, and needs to come back over and come back down some. We're going to shoot this thing again and make sure everything's right. So I'm going to move it over just a little bit and move it down. I'm going to start with going down. I'm going to say that it needs to go probably 3 clicks down, because I want this thing as tight and as accurate as possible. If I want to decide to air it out for 55, 60 yards, I can, but I'm going to try to stick to it as a 40-yard shot. That's what most of my places are set up for. That's 3 clicks down. I'm going to go over 2 clicks. I believe we just put it in the hole there. I would have to say that's pretty good. Feel fairly confident and where it's hitting. I'm gonna move that thing on out to that white pipe about 45, 43 yards, and we're gonna send one and see how it shoots there. That right there would be a dead deer. I know you're not going to be able to see it until I go down there and show it to you, but basically what the outline of this is I've done hit the heart, the lungs, and maybe nick the liver that kind of comes down and makes back around, but definitely heart and lungs. So as you can see here, I hit plenty of lungs. I aimed for like the crease right here of this bottom side of this shank basically. So I know I hit heart, lungs, and liver basically with this shot. And you can see where the liver is. You can see the bottom of the heart and the lungs right here. And I always try to aim for that little point right there with the bow. I'd have to say that. So I would have to say that that is that's a dead whitetail right there. Pretty good shot for 40-something yards. Next week, we're going to be doing our ghillie suit setup. It's going to be kind of a short video, but it's going to be just ghillie suit camouflages, how I made mine, how long it's been working for me, and etc., etc. So I'm looking forward to meeting up with Matt Wooden of Grip Outdoors in September for the Mississippi Velvet Buck Hunt. Should be a good time. So y'all stay tuned. That's it for this one.